Hey guys, how are you? Vladimir here from Home Trader Club, and in this video let's talk about how to trade the news, the big, the heavy news with the cTrader trading platform. So, before we start with the news and all the trading logic behind trading the news and the trading strategies, how to trade the news, few words about the cTrader. So, if you follow my channel, you know I am a MetaTrader guy for over a decade. That's a platform I worked with for so long, and convenience is convenience, right? It could be your advantage, could be also your enemy. For me, I'm not sure which is the answer is correct, but MetaTrader is my platform. However, recently I was introduced to the cTrader, and I must say I absolutely love it. I think that among all the trading platforms, this is one of the most, maybe even the most professional platforms exist for retail traders. As simple as that, and you hear that from a person who trades with MetaTraders. The reason behind it is, of course, I can list more than 10 reasons, but relevant to this video, I want to say that the two main factors, especially when it comes to news trading, again, relevancy to this video, that's cTrader platform. They do not have the price inject functionality. It does not exist in the system, meaning stop loss hunting is out of the equation when it comes to news trading and general trading. But why do I say in news? Because in news you rely on volatility. You rely on the quick moves back and forth, and many times these quick moves, it's as easy as possible for brokers to go and to manipulate the price movement and to cause stop loss hunting. Something that retail traders would not even pay attention to. Some widening of the spreads during off quotes period, and bam, your trade is gone, and you even don't know what happened in the real market. And that brings me to the second function or second advantage of cTrader platform in general, but especially relevant to news trading, that you do not have requotes. There are no frozen quotes or anything like that here. What you see is what you get. As simple as that, direct market connection. This functionality, among many others that cTraders have built in, bring that to the highest level possible of professionalism. And when it comes to news trading, that's super important, because you want to be able to rely on real market price without all the ups and downs, sudden ups and downs with spread widening and so on, and catching some stop losses and going off quotes or requotes for a while and leave you with nothing, or leave you with no idea what's going on in the real market. And that's where the biggest advantage probably of this platform over others when it comes to news trading. Now, as I mentioned in the first video I created for the cTrader, and if you missed it, you can watch it here on the right top corner. I will be preparing a series of videos how to use this platform and the main functions of it: stop loss, take profit, trailing stop loss, and so on. But I also will be making videos presenting different trading techniques during trading sessions, during day trading or swing trading or news trading like this video, using the cTrader. Okay, so make sure you watch this playlist, and in case you are not familiar with this trading platform, this is the place for you to be exposed to the platform and its advantages, of course, and how to trade with that. Let's continue. So news trading by itself, it's a huge thing. Why? Because of the volatility. And as we know, volatility is the name of the game when it comes to trading the news. You want the fast move, fast price reaction, and that what allows trader to make quick returns. Of course, it comes with some risk, right? But no big returns without making a risk. But the high volatility, sometimes sudden volatility, unexpected one, is what attracts traders and what attracts the opportunity in news trading. Now, very important to mention, when it comes to news trading, most of the time the market anticipates some data, right? Therefore, the market anticipates the move, and the move happens prior the news release, which means if there is no gap between the expectation and between the real numbers published, the market will not move. And if the market will not move, you have no chance to profit. As simple as that. Therefore, we will want to trade the news with higher probability. There will be no guarantee, remember that, no guarantee that the market will make a move, but higher probability, meaning historically during this data release, the market tends to move more, okay, and make higher or bigger waves, bigger momentums or sudden moves. And that's what we want as traders. Again, volatility, that's the name of the game. And with that being said, let's go to the platform and get familiar with how to get it done. So this is our cTrader platform. Again, super professional. Don't take my word. Get your access to cTrader, play with it. You would see yourself why it is superior platform among probably all of them, and is considered to be on the very top for a reason. Okay, not just the convenience of charting, but the professional functions for traders, including the built-in risk management, including the news inside the platform and the ease of placing your orders with it. So this is what you get on the platform. You have here on the right top corner, you can see the tabs here with the news, general news and crypto news. Depends on the market you watch, of course, but here is the real stuff, the calendar, the built-in calendar. And the absolutely amazing way here is that the calendar is placed, as you can see here, in a way that you get the data relevant to the pair you are looking at. So if I'm on dollar yen, I would be getting data here on dollar and yen. I would not get data from Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and so on. That's super convenient as it focuses you on what is really important. News has three categories, I would say, or three levels of impact. That's the low impact, which is the yellow, medium impact, which is the orange, and if you scroll lower, there is also, of course, the red one, which is the highest impact. Here you also have the data on what time it is going to be published based on the time zone that you work with, which you can set automatically here in the time zone. You can choose and see with what time zone you will work, and the cTrader platform will automatically adjust the times for you. So this is absolutely fantastic functionality built in the trading platform. Now, the interesting part, if you want to know more about the data, you just click here and you get information about what it is and why it is so important. You can see the consensus of what is accepted in the market, the actual read, the previous read, and you have all the data available here for you. Okay, again, absolutely amazing features. So now that we understand what levels of news we have, let's break it down to what news we will actually look to trade and what news I love to work with. Interest rate decision, of course, not only in the US, everywhere. Interest rate decision is probably the main mover of the market. Why? Because in the Forex market, and not only, it's all about economy versus economy, currency versus the currency. Or, in simple, big view from the fundamental, it is rate in one place versus rate in another place, what is more attractive, what is less attractive, and what's expected for the longer run. That's what causes the moves. So the interest rate decision is the first one. We have the GDP, the gross domestic product, another key data released. The next one on the list for me, it is the retail sales. Then we have the non-farm payrolls. For many traders, non-farm payrolls is the best one. It causes big moves. And I will be presenting some example on the dollar yen on non-farm payroll. But for me, non-farm payroll, it's mainly, it causes all the market to move, of course, but the dollar yen reacts a lot during the non-farm payroll. Of course, not every single time, but many times it causes big moves, and we will be talking about that. Then we have the CPI and PPI, that's the inflation data. PCE index also falls in this category, and of course the manufacturing data that is released. Again, not only in the US, but since the US is the biggest market, that it tends to bring much more activity on the whole market, and mainly around all the major instruments which are related, of course, to the US dollar. So these are the news and the data you would want to pay attention to. Once again, I want to remind, it does not mean that every time during this data you would actually get a move, but the chances you will get a move during this time are higher. So this is the dollar yen, and that's what I will be presenting here. The trading strategy, how I love to trade the news. So there is no right or wrong how to deal with news. Many traders come to the news trading like a flip the coin, getting a bet what is coming next, buy or sell. No problem with that, as long as you manage your risk management properly. Personally, I dislike this kind of trading, even though I did it in the past, not always successful. I personally prefer still to rely on some levels. So what I love to see on the market is one of the two strategies that I'll be showing here. First one is the classical break of the range, the most recent range, right before the latest range, right before the news data. Okay, you have the high, you have the low, and break of any of the direction gives you the green light to trade. You can also work with the recent two candles. The last two candles before the breakout mark their highs and lows, and that gives you the range to pay attention to. In our case, this is the vertical line I put here. Let's take a look. This is the 8:30 where the data was published. In our case, the last high and the last low, right? So what we have here, just mark it once again, and the last low. What we have here is a zone. If it breaks upside, I want to buy. If it breaks downside, I want to sell. Okay, so here we got the buy. Here we got the sell potentially, but in that case didn't trigger, so it becomes the stop loss for us, right? The protection. And our target, we will want at least 1-to-1 risk reward in order to make it positive. Of course, ideally 1-to-2 or more, but pay attention to the next key zone on the instrument. And the next key zone for us is here. You can see all these consolidations and the highs. That's where the last interaction between the buyers and sellers was before the sellers took control. So if buyers are going to take the control here, we are going to aim to this target. We want to make sure the risk reward is in our favor. In that case, this is the risk, this is the reward, right? Reward, and you can clearly see the risk reward is in our favor here. Okay, another option is to trade clearances. What do I mean by that? We will be looking for trending structure, the last sequence of highs and lows, and we would be marking the lows of this uptrend. Once the lows are cleaned in the latest given trend, we assume this trend is now ready to continue. It has a lot of advantages as it usually offers best risk rewards. In our case, in this example, as we can see here, we have a sequence of higher highs, higher lows, right? In that case, we got the low cleaned here, here. right? And that's what brings us the opportunities to trade. So once again, you got the trending structure, the low is clean. It doesn't have to happen right as the news published. It could happen slightly after that, but it's definitely still very relevant as you are joining the recent ongoing trend after clearing. Remember, I was talking about the stop loss catching. The stop loss cleaned here of all the buyers that jumped in early and then of course made the move. So what you will want to see once again, the low rejected, then the recent two lows that make the higher highs, higher lows broken. It gives you buy with protection below the low and the same target level, right? In that case, this one would fail. Then the next one, the last two candles here, make the breakout and it delivers the whole rally and a significant risk reward of about 1 to 3 in that case. So these are my favorite approaches to how to trade the news. And if you want to trade the news, do it on a professional trading platform like cTrader. It does not have the requotes, it does not have frozen quotes, no stop loss hunting, and that's what you want when you are after quick volatility, quick in and out trades. So that's why, for example, many brokers in the past, with the MetaTrader especially, they had the ease of control, very easy control of freezing the quote, off quote, and then it was the feed, it was whatever, million of reasons. It was in the past, but the traders were very, very, very confused by that, as they could not rely on the platform during the news. Off quotes of every 10, 15, 20 seconds, or re-quoting frequently, basically doesn't allow you to trade reliably, right? And that's the way the brokers found how to deal with, because many traders also tried arbitrage trading and stuff like that. So the brokers were doing some dirty games from their side. So with cTrader platform, you got all these advantages I mentioned before, and these two strategies I wanted to share here are my favorite strategies how to approach the news. So I presented an example of non-farm payroll, but you can of course also do it on all the other important news I mentioned before. So that's it for this video. For any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Best to you and yours, and I'll see you soon with more. Good trading. Bye for now.